Okay, guys. Now, first things first. Yes, this video is about my mom, but I don't want to give the wrong impression with talking about saying goodbye to a parent. It's not. My mom isn't dying, or she didn't die. It's a different type of saying goodbye, and in some ways, oddly enough, I think it's even a little bit more difficult of a goodbye because what's happened is many of you guys know my mom came to live with us over a couple of years ago. She'd been living in North Carolina, and my sisters were down there and taking great care of her. But they both work. They both have day to day routines. You know, they have commitments that they have obviously that they have to fulfill. And me being home, you know, being retired from my day job, and this is what I do with my days, the goosh, and here making videos and stuff like that. I'm always in the house, so it was a much better situation to have her here because she was in early stages of dementia and she was starting to lose her memory, and it was getting dangerous for her to be alone. Well, over the amount of time that she's been here, that condition has deteriorated as it always will, and it went from, you know, when she first moved in, we wouldn't leave her alone in the house for more than a few minutes at a time, you know, just if we had to run the store or something like that. And that morphed into where it's like, okay, let's not ever leave her alone in the house because we're afraid she just doesn't have enough memory, enough wherewithal of what's going on to not hurt herself. And it eventually became we couldn't leave her in a room by herself, basically. If she was downstairs and no one else was there with her, I couldn't even be up here at my computer or anything because, again, we didn't know what might happen to her, what she might do, if she might wander out, what she might eat. She just had no from day to day. You know, other days, some days were better than others. And the reason I say sometimes I think this goodbye was tougher because a couple weeks ago now, my mom, we brought her to a senior home, a senior assisted living center, and it's where my wife used to work, where she retired from, as a matter of fact. So it's very close, which is good. My wife knows everybody that works there, which is also good. And what is the most promising is my mom likes it there. You know, she's happy there. She's always been a social butterfly, so there's people that she can interact with and be with all day, every day. So it's all the best of certainly the best of a bad situation. The reason I say this type of goodbye is sometimes harder is not to belittle death, but that's coming for all of us eventually, and we know it. And at some point, you know, as a parent, I hope my children someday lose their parent because there's nothing worse to me. There's nothing I could think of worse in the world than burying my own child. I plan on going first, and I'm sure my mother feels the same way. So we know it's going to happen. Watching everything that someone knew and held dear as memories, watching them lose that, and then not be able to even take care of themselves. The person who took care of you throughout your whole life and certainly throughout all your formative years now can't even take care of themselves and has gotten so bad that it's almost impossible for even me to take care of her. That's a difficult goodbye when you have to say goodbye because you have to go into this living situation to protect yourself. And it's not like a so long thing. When you have dementia, you're not coming back from it. It's not going to get better. My mom is not going to live with us again. She won't live on her own again. Her eventuality will be in these facilities. That's an unfortunate part of life for many of us, but it still doesn't make it any less difficult. But what I want to talk to you guys about with that is, again, I don't trust me, I don't claim to know everything. What I share with you guys is just stuff that I've shared from being alive for a long time. In a few days, it'll be 59 years, almost 60. Yeah, love those big round numbers. And whatever I can share with you guys that I think is has helped me or has any value, if it works for you, great. And what I want to tell you is the toughest part about getting older, and I mentioned this before, isn't even for someone like me who's been into athletics all my life. It's not necessarily the slowing down. You know, I can't do things as quickly as I could. I can't do things as effectively as I could. Playing baseball this year, I ripped my my hamstring to shreds. That can happen still when you're young too. But it's not all those frustrating things. It's not losing my boyish good looks. You know, that was a cool thing when you never had them. There's no loss. The toughest thing about getting older is all the people you lose along the way. I think that's, to me, that's clear. And it's sad, but what I want to impart upon you guys is it's going to happen. And when you're losing people along the way, if they're people that you love and have loved you, the best thing you can do to honor them is to continue to enjoy your life. And I tell my own kids that all the time, without question. What I want for my kids and the people that are important for me is them to be happy. I'm going to croak someday. I'm going to die, and I hope that'll make them a little sad. I think it will. But I want them to put it in their back pocket and say, okay, it was good times with that crazy, creepy old man. And those are something that I get to keep. Those memories are something I get to keep with me forever. Now, I want to go have a good day today. That's what would make me happy. And you have to look at that as you're getting older, and you are gonna experience this loss all around you. You got to understand the people that are close to you, the people that love you, the people that are tight with you are going to want your happiness. That will be of the utmost importance to them. So there is that time to say goodbye. There is that time to be sad. But for instance, like with me, I was feeling a little bummed today. It's one of the reasons I made this video today. Plus, took a little time once we had my mom go into the assisted facility to get all my thoughts straight. But that's one of the reasons I make this video today, because even though I'm bummed, it's a Friday. We all know Free-for-All Fridays are the craziest, weirdest, wackiest, off-the-wall days of the week. I'm going to do a Free-for-All Friday stream. Granted, it's going to be a shorter one because also on the good side of things, Braxton, Spaz Kid, is home with me, so we're going to go out and have a day together because he's only got a couple days here from college, and he came home so we can have birthday cake for my birthday and stuff tomorrow, and I'm going to go enjoy time with him. But I'm also going to laugh and have a good time in the Free-for-All Friday streams. Not because I don't feel some sadness because of where my mom has to be, but because my mom wouldn't, as someone who loves me, wouldn't want me to spend all my time dwelling on the fact that things have changed. As you get older, life is going to take on new circumstances. So all I'm trying to tell you guys is, as you get older, that's something you're going to deal with. You're going to lose the generations ahead of you in age. You're going to lose people around you. And it sucks, and it's difficult. But the way you can honor them the best is by having a Free-for-All Friday. And I mean that, I mean that figuratively, as well as literally. By all means, come into Free-for-All Friday anytime you're feeling down. And if nothing else, the sheer stupidity of what goes on should cheer you up a little bit. But what I mean is, in a bigger sense, don't lose sight of the things that are fun, of the things that make you happy. Because life is too short. It's way too short to not be happy. And I know that's an oversimplification, but in some ways it isn't. No matter what's going on, you always got to press forward and try and see that next opportunity to do something fun, to do something that'll make you smile, to do something that'll make you happy. So it's very difficult to see dramatic life changes. Again, like the woman who took care of me throughout all my years growing up, now unable to care for herself. But the other side of that coin is, I'm still caring for her. My wife is still caring for her by making sure she's where she needs to be and where she can be the happiest and the safest. And the best thing we can do on her behalf is Free-for-All Friday, is to still keep having fun, having a good time. And guys, I'm telling you, that's what you need to do, because that honors. And I say that you guys are my extended family here. Absolutely. So when that day comes and I could go on, it's very possible I could go right during a live stream or recording a video, particularly if it's like, the old Papa Franco videos, but now like RDC World 1 or Brandon or something like that makes me laugh so freaking hard that I can't breathe. You guys might get to say that goodbye to me right there on the spot. But if they do, and it's Friday, I still want you guys to somehow get together and have a Free-for-All Friday laugh. It'd be, for me, whether it's my immediate family or my extended family, no matter what happens to me, if my passing makes you feel sad, I understand that and I appreciate that. But I would want it to be fleeting, and I want you to have a good day. I really want you to have fun, have some laughs, and that's in a bigger extent. I don't want to make that too much just centered towards me. towards everybody in your life. Enjoy your life. That's what the people who love you would want you to do. So for whatever that advice is worth, there it is. And I'll be talking to you guys very shortly in Free for All Friday.